Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2. So this time I'm playing as the Empire and I'm up against who else? The Vampire Coast, as usual, pretty much the popular choice lately, and that's because they just came out, right? Anyway, so let's go over to the army. Over on the right side, I'm just testing things against the Vampire Coast, so the army is gonna be a little bit weird. For example, here I get one Outrider with a Grenade Lancer and one standard one. I wanted to see how fair both of these guys are gonna be performing. And over on the other side I get, where are they? Two Reichsguard units, just for some really hard pounding. I didn't feel like I needed anything stronger than that. That's why I only chose the Reichsguard. I was about to get Zintler's Guard, but I thought like it's not necessary. Anyway, as you can see, in the back line I get 3 spearmen with no shields, just some fodder in case something goes wrong with my strategy. Over here I get a Jade Wizard, and I have him because I chose also Karl France, and somebody has to heal Karl France, hasn't he? And here he goes into his mount, Karl France with Galmaraz, Stand Your Ground, and Foe Seeker, and what's the other ability? Hold the Line, yep. Anyway, over on in the front I got I think 2 or 3 spearmen with shields. I think I get 2 of them. Yes, 2 of them, and the front line is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 swordsmen, because they get they're decent. Let's just be honest, they're decent against the Vampire Coast. You don't need anything quite expensive, and the reason is because of the cannons, and especially that sweet lady over here, the Queen Bess, which really demolishes anything that touches, anything its projectile touches. Anyway, and the cream is actually the Sterland's Revenge over here for some armor piercing, and one handgunner unit. I think the Sterland's Revenge or even the Silver Bullets are gonna be excellent in these kind of matches against the Vampire Coast, and that's because if they get like really heavy cannons, their stock is a lot of helpful. These guys have stock, so let's say for example they're gonna become visible right about here. So if they had like a Queen Bess like now and shooting my troops, all they have is like cheap targets like swordsmen, spearmen and stuff like that. The cavalry can easily just well run, especially in this map, but in general it can run and avoid some of the missiles. I don't know though if Queen Bess is like a standard, like it hits you no matter how hard you try. Haven't tested that out yet. Anyway, so let's go over to my opponent and let's check out over here. Of course he chose the easy option of going up in this hill over here, which is quite a fantastic place for him to start with. And let's go over. He's got one zombie pirate deckhand mob, one of the same with polearms, and the regiment of renown here, the Tide of Scold. I haven't seen these guys. I don't know what they have like in special. Rowdy, Perfect Digger, and +4 leadership. So that's pretty much the only thing they get different. And probably their stats. Yeah, their stats are quite increased. 29, 22 melee attack and defense. Yeah, that's a lot higher. These guys are quite tough, I might say. And they get like really high count numbers. 120, and I get like how much? 90. So it really makes a difference. Alright, so back here we get a zombie pirate gunnery mob with bombers. Some zombie pirate gunnery mob just in general. The Shade Wraith, which is another regiment of renown, an ethereal one which shoots magical projectiles and it hits really hard. Although even with their how much physical resistance, 75 physical resistance, they tend to get trampled just quite as easily as the standard unit. Oh, perhaps not so easily, but overall they're getting destroyed too. So yeah, we stopped here. He's got also the Black Spot, which is another regiment of renown with handguns. As I can see here, they get armor piercing and anti-large, which is quite excellent. And can they stand on melee? Not so much, but still, they will be a formidable opponent. Over here, he's got a gunnery weight. He's got armor piercing missiles. I haven't seen these guys. Let me just check them out. Like, what does he have exactly? He's got Cackle Fruit. Ooh, that reduces speed. That's really nice, almost half. Enchanted Ballistics in order to buff up the Queen Bess or any other gunner fire that he needs. Scab Scratch. Oh, that's is it an area of effect damage, or it's just a ground target? Bomb throw, more powder, replenishes ammunition, really. And dead eyes, armor piercing and missile damage, and pigeon plucker pendant, which reduces the enemy's melee attack by -5, which is kinda cool. Alright, another deck gunner over here, a zombie pirate with handguns over here, another handgun, and on this side he's got some more bombers. And let's not forget the Queen Bess herself, which really shoots like a truck, and you will witness it now. And let's go over to the Lord. He chose a Vampire Fleet Captain. Come on, just show me his buffs. Alright, there we go. Vampire Fleet Captain, which has the all hands hoy, and what else? Hornswoggle, which lowers the melee defense, armor, and speed on an enemy. Van Horstmann's Speculum. Oh, that's the same, right? No, it's not the same. Oh, this one is an area of effect spell, which is all around him. Ooh, that's really nasty. Wand of Jet, ability recharge, but increased power reserves and recharge rate, which is kinda cool. If you have like hard hitting spells and you like high time, that they are already high in time, so you don't mind if they get a little bit extra. And Vargeist Revenge, just a damaging spell. I think that's the Lord of the Deeps, right? Fog of the Damned, which lowers leadership and melee attack. Denizens of the Deep, which summons a unit of rotting Prometheans. Spiteful Shot, accuracy increase, and Tide Call, which lowers the speed and causes magical and moderate damage. Alright, I think that's all. Let's begin. So I set up over here because I knew that my enemy would have a really heavy cannon crew, so I wanted to stay inside the woods as much as possible. This is the reason I'm coming towards from this place. My enemy is trying to reposition over here just a tiny bit. I'm getting my outriders over here. I'm not gonna pop them right into their face yet. I'm just gonna leave them here hidden, and if he wants to chase me, that's fine. It's gonna be in my favor if those slow units start chasing targets all over the place. And yeah, this is just me. Just keep on advancing. I need to get up there fast, because the moment the Queen Bess starts shooting, I know it's not gonna be good for me. And I think right about now it's gonna start to, if I'm correct. Let me see how that thing shoots. Oh yes, boom. And let's follow up that projectile, and let's see where it ends. Boom. Ooh, that's a lot of dead. Let's see how much damage did it do. Dear Lord, like one shot and the crossbowmen are half damage. And I think whoever it hits, even if it's chosen, I think they're gonna get the same treatment. That's why it's worth a lot to actually go for cheap units against the vampire cost, which might be a little bit of a trap, because you say, okay, I'm gonna go cheap with cheap units against the vampire cost, and then he ends up getting a lot of depth guard and stuff like that, like really quality units, and you're getting destroyed because you don't have any real killing power rather than just state troops. Alright, what is he shooting now? Oh, he was actually trying to shoot maybe Karl Franz or the caster, and it didn't happen that well. So I immediately open up fire as soon as I get close, as you can see here with my crossbowman. Okay, why did I slow-mo that? There's no point. His line is getting ready to class, and I don't have the advantage. I had to run all the way through, so my guys have gotten from fresh to active, I think, which is not big, but overall it makes a difference. And he also got the gun line available here to do as he pleases. And as you can see, these guys that came just over here, they were full health. One volley from these ethereal gunners, and they're half health pretty much. And these guys are doing well. They're holding their line. I got my handgunners over here trying to shoot down the Queen Bess. I also got the outriders over here shooting it as well, and my grenade lancers are just shooting his handgunners, his bombers over here, which he really haven't noticed. My Rex got over on this flank. I managed to get them through here, although he's corner camping, so it's a little bit difficult to try and get a wrap around him, but thank goodness the Reichs get, oh my god, look at this armor, they're looking fantastic. Yeah, anyway, so they managed to get around, and I have another guy who's trying to come from over here. I'm gonna send him up and around and just target him straight to Queen Bess over here, although it's going down, as you can see. Where is it? It's going, it's already like 70% health. That's because of the Outriders, although as soon as he notices them, as you can see, he's gonna start shooting, and they're just gonna break. They're gonna come back, but they're broken for now. And there you have it. My Reichsguard are coming in the back, and they're ready to just do some nasty work. As you can see here, they're just trampling everything. And let's see what's going on the other side. Over here, the front line is kind of lost. My swords are, as you can see, have been breaking left and right. Even the handgunners, they took a heavy shot from all this handgunner line. But that's why I chose to bring a lot of troops, because as you can see here, I have a lot of a lot of reserves to just keep sending right into there. Karl Franz is here in the front lines along with his wizard, so he can heal him up, and they're trying to bring down that zombie pirate deckhunts mob, which just a spearman unit with shields is fighting at the moment, because the swordsman just completely broke. Over here I'm trying to get the spearmen as well, because I need to just drop them on here, so I can just go even further back in the gun line, because as you can see, 1, 2, 3 units over here are just free shooting still, and I just can't get to them. Alright, as you can see, look at the ethereal units. They took one charge from the Reichsguard, and these guys just completely get destroyed. They get their models high yet, or don't they? I can't see. Okay, whatever. And the Queen Bess has been destroyed by the Reichsguard, as you can see. So how much does that thing cost? I don't even remember, like 2,000? Yeah, it's off the window already. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Alright, the Reichsguard are trying to pull out just for a tiny bit, because I want to send the spearmen in there in order to get these around. The Sterland's Revenge are trying to reposition over here. I'm trying to get them in order to start shooting. And this is where Karl Franz is fighting his opening, and he's gonna go after the Vampire Fleet Captain, which I totally forgot that he's a duelist and an anti-large, if I'm correct. Let me just see. No, he's not a duelist, but he's anti-large, and he is quite powerful. He has 400 weapon strength, armor piercing, and yeah, that's really a lot. And 45, 60 melee defense and 48 melee attack. It's not small number. Like he can really hit like a truck. And as usual, Karl Franz, instead of fighting the enemy general, is gonna end up fighting the zombies around him. So he's gonna just tear his ass for a minute there, but hopefully Karl Franz is gonna overcome that. The Galmaraz is completely unnecessary here, because he is not a large target. I was expecting somebody like Noctilus on a Necrofex or something like that, but he didn't do me the favor, so the anti-large is just a waste. Alright, and as you can see from over here, I see that his units have begun crumble over here. Okay, I charged one bomber over here, which I clearly missed, and these guys are all that remains. The handguns, as you can see, these guys will probably lose leadership anytime soon. Yep, there it goes. Some swordsmen and some other units are all over the place, which I'm gonna call back soon. Do we have anybody hiding in the woods? No, we don't. I've already pulled them in, and as you can see, my line is advancing. I get the Sterland's Revenge where I wanted them to be, and they're gonna start opening fire into all this gun line, and that armor piercing is gonna be quite a lot helpful. And as you can see, the front line finally has started to melt, and that's because of my reserves. Like, the front lines got destroyed, but thank goodness for those reserves. And as you can see here, Karl Franz is actually taking a beating from the Vampire Fleet Captain, because he's fighting freaking zombies. But thank goodness the Galmaraz, the weapon he's carrying, has some splash damage, and you will see here he's gonna hit a zombie and the Vampire Fleet Captain is gonna die. Something like that is gonna happen. Let me see. Or is he actually... Yeah, he just... I don't know what happened there, but he died. And Karl Franz is like, how much? With just 400 health. He's safe at the moment, because he's just in a unit of deck gunners. These guys have like minimal, yeah, 5 melee attack and how much weapon strength? 18. They're not gonna do anything to him. Oh, he's got Hornswoggle on him. That's why he was taking so much damage. Imagine how much more he had, like how much other debuffs. And as soon as I take notice, because this really happened quite fast. One moment I send Karl Franz in there, and the next he's just going down like a freaking dog. And I'm gonna drop a hill. Thank goodness my caster was nearby and he dropped that spell immediately. Over here I'm trying to pull my Reichsguard in order to protect the exodus of my rightful emperor, and pretty much when the vampire fleet captain is gonna start going down, everything is gonna start to collapse, and the Reichsguard are just gonna keep rolling like bosses and just killing down everyone. And that's how it went. So a lot of gunpowder, a lot of gun line, but it didn't work out in the end. And Karl Franz is back with 20% something of his health. And that's how it rolled. So let's go outside on the battle window and let's see what did we do. So Karl Franz only 13 kills, because he only fought the vampire fleet captain. He wasn't actually fighting anybody else most of the fight. Jade Wizard actually got 9 kills, pretty decent. The Spearman 30, 37, 57, 24, quite decent, except this guy. He didn't, nothing happened to him, like he's full health. He just didn't get into the fight from early on. The Swordman, except this guy, he's probably the one who got trampled by, no, he's the guy who got trampled by the Queen Bess. This guy probably, or not. Okay, one of these guys got trampled by the Sage Wraith, and the other one from Queen Bess. I can't tell who it is. Anyway, they still got a decent amount of kills, and if you add up all that to the rest of the crappy state troops that I got here, it really adds up. And 59 kills for the crossbowman, 13 for the other. He was the one taking a shot from the Queen Bess, so it makes sense. The handgunners pretty much the same. I think the standard way to go is Sterland's Revenge, or even perhaps Silver Bullet, so you can keep them hidden, and a couple of crossbowmen. I think that's how I'm gonna be rolling. Perhaps I'm gonna even try like a really heavy free company militia build, because they tend to do well. They can run away, they can shoot like a little bit better than the vampire coast can. I think they just have higher numbers. But the reason is that they can fight on melee, like even if a few scurvy dogs or some what's the name of that zombie pirate deckhand mob gets on them, they'll probably be able to defeat them. The Reichsguard 65 and 111 kills. The Outriders were only shooting the Queen Bess and got it down to 40%. No, 60%. The rest was handgunners, Sterland's Revenge, and the others. And look at that, the Grenade Lancer 133 kills, and the positioning wasn't right. Like all I had was one option. I had to put them on the right side, close to the line. I couldn't just maneuver them around, and they still overperformed. So I think the Grenade Lancers are quite an excellent choice. I think I'm gonna be rolling with 2 Reichsguard, something like that, 2 Grenade Lancers, Stellan's Revenge, and some other crossbowmen or free company militia, or even silver bullet, and the rest is gonna be just cheap crap. And instead of Karl Franz, we can always go for Boris, or even I don't know, Volkmar. He's quite tough. He can take on his own all of that stuff over here. And yeah, that's how it went. For my enemy, the Vampire Fleet Captain, no, 0 kills. He almost got the most worth of the kills, Karl Franz himself, but he didn't. Gunner White didn't do that much. The rest of his line actually did decent. This regiment of renown, the Tide of Scold, was actually quite tough, as you saw over there. 60 kills, that's quite a lot, and I don't know how much it costs. I'm gonna go out and see. These handgunners, bombers, and all of that crap, I think he went a little bit too heavy on missiles, and he wasn't able to protect all of that. So that's why all of these guys are really low, because on the one side there was the Grenade Lancers, on the other was the Reichsguard. On the middle I got a hole, so I was able to just punch through with some cheap spearmen in order to keep him in place, and that's how it went. And 73 kills for the Queen Bess, which got like 3 shots off. Imagine if it was a really larger, an even larger map, he could get like 7 shots before I arrive, and imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots into any of these units. Like 7 units half health before the battle even begins. That's quite a lot. Anyway, so I really hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And I'm gonna be seeing you next time. Bye bye.